Soldier of Christ reporting for duty. How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well and staying safe. Let's jump right into it. Today what I wanted to talk about is to sort of have like godly humility, if you will. And humility is actually something that is very elusive. It's something that a lot of people would say that they hold highly. It's something that is very normative in a society, in many business cultures and whatnot. But not a lot of people necessarily have the humility that so many do seek and that so many try to portray. So it's always important to understand the importance of humility and to know how to captivate it. If you have your Bible with you, let's start in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 15. It speaks, "The way of a fool seems right to him, but a wise man listens to advice." Do you never know when you're in those sort of situations where you are talking or you're listening to someone and they might even ask you a question, and before you even answer, they already think they know what you're going to say. So they just continue talking, acting like they know everything that you're going to say, and that even though they asked a question, it was sort of trying to be rhetorical because they just wanted to keep on talking anyways. And a lot of people don't necessarily have the time to sit and listen to other people, and those individuals tend to think that that they're right all the time, and that no matter what you say, that sort of like their solution fits any problem that you have. And I also sometimes I've been on both ends of this. A lot of times when I'm talking with family or friends, it's easy to think that you know everything, so then you just perhaps continue to go on talking even though you don't have all the details of the situation. But sort of when you're able to listen to other people and you're able to listen to the advice of others, you don't always necessarily have to accept it or necessarily just agree with it. But it's always nice to get a different perspective from other people and to not try to talk over others or trying to really just say how perhaps that you have the solution to everything. So sometimes it's best to accept that you don't know everything and to listen to others for advice. This portion is also in Proverbs. This portion is in chapter 22, verse 4. It speaks, "Humility and the fear of the Lord bring wealth and honor and life." So the importance of this is to know that we're supposed to sort of submit to God. When we submit to God, it puts us into perspective that we're not necessarily the ones in charge, but that we're following God and that we're supposed to be carrying out His will and not ours. And this really ties into what I talked about sort of like previously, is to sort of get away from distractions, to get away from things that might seem important now, but if you were to think about it like a year from now, it wouldn't be as important. And a lot of times our minds are short term, so we don't necessarily think about the things long term like, of course, God does. We just see things short term, when a lot of times, even if we were to wait just weeks, we will find out that it's not necessarily a problem, something that we were worrying about. But when we submit to God, we're able to have the humility that He knows what is important, and that sometimes what we place importance in isn't always the most important thing that we can focus on. but being humble and understanding that if we trust and follow God, that He will lead us down the right path. And lastly, that brings us to another portion of Proverbs, which is chapter 27, verse 2. It speaks, "Let another man praise you, and not your own mouth, someone else, and not your own lips." So something that I've actually read about online one time is sort of about gossiping and whatnot, and it might not be realized, but it seems that there's a lot more gossiping that goes around that might meet the eye, because of course gossiping is definitely looked down as something that is tends to be very bad, but also sort of like gossiping can also be used to elevate a person. So what I mean by that is, in this circumstance, it's trying to have others speak highly of you, because a lot of people, when they speak highly about themselves, it tends to come across that they're not humble and that they're arrogant people that think that they're all that great, and they could be great, but they don't have a humble spirit, and they don't have really anything that's really likable about them, because humility is a very likable characteristic, and it's very important for everyone to have, especially Christians. But when someone speaks highly of you and you don't necessarily know about it, it definitely allows other people to see that side of you, because you're not necessarily going around and telling everyone else how great you are. So they might not believe you, because they think you're just trying to put yourself on that pedestal. But when others put you on that pedestal, it shows that 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 you really do hold those great characteristics and those great skills, and the great amount of knowledge that other people believe you to hold. And it shows that other people can vouch for you when it feels like you're all alone in trying to, I guess some might say, prove your worth. Yep, that's pretty much all I have today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to be posting a lot more soon. I know I've been kind of getting off schedule, because I took a month off, and then took like another month off. So I'm gonna try my best not to do that anymore. I'm gonna try my best to at least post once a week, and if not, hopefully more. And yeah, and by the time this video gets out, I hope to also post another one tomorrow, so please stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and until next time, Soldier of Christ.